Right now on Fast Track News, state police are investigating what happened when a white campus police officer arrested a black student. Plus, we'll take you to the town hall meeting hosted by the Black Student Union. We have reaction from students and a state representative. And a big update from Protect Purdue starting today. Masks are optional in some areas of campus. Fast Track News starts now. Hello, Boilermakers. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday, February 18th, and I'm Abby Myers. The Purdue community continues to react to a video that surfaced on social media showing an altercation between a white Purdue University police officer and a black student. Maddie Kametz begins our coverage with catching us up on the events of the past 2 weeks.
On Friday, February 4th, an incident occurred near the corner of Horticulture Drive and Harrison Street, involving student Adonis Tuggle and a Purdue University police officer who has since been identified as Officer John Selke. The Purdue community became aware of this altercation when Tuggle posted a video depicting this incident on his personal Instagram. This video was originally recorded by Tuggle's girlfriend, who was present at the scene. The video quickly went viral and has since been reshared on a number of different platforms. The following content may be disturbing to some viewers. John Selke was responding to a call stating that a woman was being held against her will near Horticulture Drive. Following the release of the video, many Purdue students were outraged and began posting about the incident. Purdue's Black Student Union also called an emergency town hall meeting to discuss the matter. On Thursday, February 10th, President Mitch Daniels released a statement stating that the university would be conducting an investigation and that after that, the Indiana State Police would be conducting an independent review into that investigation as well as the video footage. President Daniels also stated that all evidence, including video body cam footage, would be released once the investigations were complete. And as for the officer, Officer John Selke has been placed on leave due to death threats, according to the Purdue University Police Department. I'm Maddie Kametz reporting for Fast Track News.
Although the incident occurred on Friday, February 4th, it was the following week after the video was posted on TikTok that news spread across campus. As Maddie mentioned in her story, the reaction led to a town hall hosted by the Black Student Union where it was standing room only. Here's a look at what was discussed and reactions from those who attended.
So Purdue has spent tons of money in making sure that it is very clear in its communication about what Protect Purdue means. Yet we've had a task force and it has not been as clear.
This is just one of many students, faculty, and staff who expressed their opinions on the recent PUPD incident during the Black Student Union Town Hall on February 10th. People who attended the town hall expressed their frustrations with the current support system for black students on campus and pushed for Purdue to fulfill their promise to be more inclusive. Students emphasized the need for more initiatives like the Equity Task Force to let students' voices be heard.
I'm so touched about all the cultural diversity that's here, but I also wonder if people are just here just to be in the scene, right? To just be here. I really hope that they're wanting to impact change in every sphere of their influence.
Indiana State Representative Chris Campbell believes that the PUPD needs more training to prevent the use of excessive force.
Of course, we added de-escalation training, but I think as one of the students pointed out, they get 14 weeks of training. That is not enough when it comes to handling the majority of issues.
Several student organizations are taking matters into their own hands to show the importance of this issue. Claire Schnefke, the president of Purdue's Residential Hall Association, vetoed plans to fund a new comfort dog program for the PUPD, but says funding may be reinstated if the PUPD improves relations with students on campus.
The funds that RHA would be giving to PUPD are student funds, and right now the majority of students aren't really agreeing with what PUPD is doing, so I think it's fair to give them more time to reconsider their decision.
The Black Student Union plans to host more town halls in the future until this issue is resolved. You can learn more about what they're doing on campus by following them on social media and checking out the Black Cultural Center website. For many, seeing the video and the events of the past 2 weeks can be troubling. Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS, is offering drop-in spaces to support the campus community. There are in-person sessions at the Black Cultural Center and also virtual opportunities to meet with someone. Go to purdue.edu/CAPS for more information. Turning to weather now, we got a very brief taste of spring on Wednesday before winter came roaring back. Is the cold back to stay? Meteorologist Marcus Truccio is here with a first look at your weekend forecast.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marcus here with your first weather on Fast Track. Today, as we take a look outside, we're going to see a high of about 28 degrees, and that's a lot cooler than we've been in the past week. And the winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 25 is not going to help at all. And it's going to feel more like the single digits to maybe around 10 degrees for most of the day. So you're definitely going to have to bundle up. Now, from the storm that we did see on Thursday, yesterday, there is a river flood warning. Now, that doesn't affect much on campus, but if you like to run on the Wabash Heritage Trail or in Tapawingo Park, you are not going to be able to do that until next week at the earliest, because we are going to see our highest flood stage since 2018 at 20 feet. The trails at Tapawingo Park will be under about 3 to 4 feet of water today, so you're just going to have to wait that out and find a new spot. But as we look to the rest of the day today on campus, it is going to be chillier, like I said. Right now and up until 1 or 2 p.m., we will be in the teens. But as we move on to the afternoon, the sun will be doing its job, warming us up to the upper 20s to right up about sunset. And as we move on into tonight, your Friday night plans won't be too bad. That wind will still be going, so it'll feel more like the teens and single digits, but we will be in the mid to upper 20s. The temperature won't start going down until after midnight. That's it for the first weather check here on Fast Track News. Back to you, Abby.
Now for some good news. According to the Protect Purdue dashboard, the campus COVID-19 positivity rate over the past 7 days has dropped to around 6%, which is a nearly 10% drop from last week. Due to case numbers dropping and the severity of cases being low, effective today, face masks are now optional in some parts of campus. Here to break that down is reporter Matt Byrne. So tell us, Matt, where are masks still required?
Thanks, Abby. Effective today, Protect Purdue has updated their mask guidelines. Masks are now optional in many indoor spaces. I'm here on campus asking students what they think about that. And what is your opinion on Protect Purdue's new mask guideline? They're now not requiring masks in common areas like this, but still in classrooms and other healthcare environments. What's your opinion on that?
I think based on the numbers, it seems pretty good. Of course, they're going to have to see what happens after they take it away. I also feel like it's a little vague because there's like, what about club offices or, dining court sort of things? Parts of it seem like, is this an instructional space? Is it not? So.
Well, as someone working in healthcare, I would definitely say that I think masks are a good idea, but I do think that COVID has been very hard to go through and very demoralizing, and I think it'll be good to see people's faces. But I think as long as we do it safely, I think that it's good.
I think it's all right, especially because they explicitly stated in an email that you still have the option to wear the mask if you want to. And I know the CDC has been a lot less pressing of the issue, so it kind of makes sense. The data kind of supports that, but they still give you the option, so.
The official Protect Purdue email says that masks are optional everywhere except instructional, research, and healthcare settings, as well as where are contractually required. This has been Matt Byrne with Fast Track News. Back to you, Abby.
Protect Purdue says surveillance testing will continue until at least the end of March. Vaccines and boosters will also still be available to campus. Time is running out to renew your housing contract with university residences. If you are currently living in a residence hall or UR apartment and want to again next year, the deadline to pick a bed space and sign your contract is February 28th. If you haven't completed your contract by then, it will be canceled. If you have decided to move off campus but signed your housing contract, don't worry. You can also cancel without penalty by the 28th as well. Purdue University and Metropolitan Indianapolis Media have signed a purchase agreement that establishes a plan to transition WBAA radio AM and FM from Purdue to Indianapolis. Metro Indianapolis Public Media currently operates WFYI Public Broadcasting in Central Indiana and has jointly filed paperwork for the license transfer with the FCC, which typically takes 30 to 60 days to respond. The organizations expect the closing for the license transfer to occur in late spring. WBAA will maintain its call letters as a condition to maintain its string heritage to the greater Lafayette area. Some are born great, others have greatness thrust upon them. And if you're in the mood for something great, a preview of Purdue Theater's 12th Night is straight ahead. Did you know you can walk underground from the Grant Street Garage all the way to Hawkins Hall, or from the garage on Northwestern to MSEE, or from the University Street Garage to Beering? It's possible thanks to the public access subwalks on Purdue's campus, but we're learning not everyone knows they exist. Reporter Jaden Rusi takes us underground.
Somewhat of an unknown secret here around on Purdue's campus are these underground tunnels that range from the Purdue Memorial Union to Krannert to Rawls, even to the Stewart Center. And the convenience of these tunnels is that it can keep you warm during all these inclement weather conditions and get you class to class staying dry. According to the Purdue Exponent, the tunnels were believed to be debuted over 45 years ago. The tunnels were always meant to convenience students. The problem is, not many students actually know they exist. The tunnels underneath parts of Purdue's campus are expansive and allow quick traversal from popular hotspots. There are a few tunnels around campus, including one that ranges from Beering Hall to the parking garage on University Street. One particular tunnel system connects the Stewart Center, PMU, Krannert, Rawls Hall, Young Hall, and 3 different parking garages. This specific tunnel is convenient for any student who may have classes in any of these locations.
My course started 6 months back, so this has been really helpful. Due to the weather, I think this is a safe route and it helps us a lot.
Convenience is just one beneficial factor of these tunnels. Students will be able to avoid heavy foot and vehicle traffic as well as avoid any inclement weather that the campus may be facing. This is especially relevant for the winter months to avoid all the freezing temperatures, slick ice, and heavy snow.
Definitely. When the weather gets too harsh, I think it helps us a lot. So it provides a good passage for us from Krannert to the food court as well. So it's all in all, it's a great thing for us.
The students who utilize these tunnels wish that there was more of a promotional effort to show incoming freshmen or even current students where these tunnels are.
Definitely make incoming freshmen aware that there's tunnels, because I did not know there was tunnels until my friend told me about them.
If you want to use these tunnels, maps can be located at purdue.edu/accessibility resources. This is Jaden Rusi, Fast Track News.
Thanks, Jaden. With all the rain, icy sidewalks, and snow we've seen lately, those underground walkways seem like a great option to consider. Diversity and inclusion initiatives in the College of Liberal Arts would like to invite you to their Black History at Purdue walking tour taking place this month. Join them as they celebrate the contributions of Black Boilermakers at Purdue. The last tour is Monday, February 21st. You can find out more and register by using the QR code over my shoulder. The Purdue University Department of Theater will present William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night both in person and as a live stream and digital recordings. Opening night is tonight, and the show runs until February 27th at the Nancy T. Hansen Theater in Powell Hall. The production process started last April, and the director of Twelfth Night, Christine Holvett, gave us more details behind the scenes and shared how the crew overcame the challenges of the production process during COVID.
The actors are all wearing masks on stage, and so that has been their diction and enunciation has been a priority because speaking behind these is an obstacle. They are wearing mics, but the microphones amplify their voices. They don't make the diction clearer. So the actors have really had to be on top of that, and they're doing very well with that.
The poignant comedy explores themes of belonging and transformation, according to the theater department. Tickets may be purchased online, by phone, or at the Loeb Playhouse box office in Stewart Center. For more information, visit cla.purdue.edu.
So if you're walking around campus today, you might see some scenes similar to this one with that kind of mess that we had yesterday with rain, then changing over to ice, and then some snow. But as we work our way into next week, we do have a lot of changes coming up. Right now it's very cold. How long will that cold last? And we do have above average temperatures in the near future, and we might have another midweek storm system for next week. A lot more on all of those headlines coming up next on Fast Track.
Being involved in the 3-year program at Purdue made it easier to say to myself I could get done in 3 years. The 3-year program helped save me a ton of money. In not completing my 4th year, I would save around $30,000. It will give you an advantage, if anything. Doing the 3-year program at Purdue has shown me that I have motivation to do whatever it takes to get my degree.
Welcome back, everyone, for weather here on Fast Track News. First, I do want to start by taking a look at what's going on around the country, and it's a lot more quiet than it was yesterday. We had that low pressure system move over us here in Indiana yesterday, and now that is pushing way off the eastern seaboard, and it's much quieter over there now. And now we have high pressure down to the south of us around Texas and Oklahoma, and that's what's keeping us very dry right now, but also pretty cold. We're on the northern side of the high pressure system, and we have some Arctic air over us right now. There is this system to our north, but that's nothing for us to worry about. We're going to see mainly sun for the whole weekend. So as we work our way into tomorrow, it's going to be the colder half of the weekend. It's going to be 23, so even colder than today, but it's going to feel a little bit warmer because those winds are going to back off. It's going to be only about 5 to 10 miles per hour instead of the 10 to 20 that we have today. And then moving on to Sunday, we have a really big warm-up coming. We're going from the 20s all the way up to the upper 40s. Perfect for the second half of your weekend if you want to get outside, enjoy some sunshine and high temperatures up in the upper 40s. Now for our forecast for the game on Sunday, we're playing Rutgers at 5:30 in Mackey. We're going to see some good weather conditions. If you're walking over at 2 p.m., it's going to be about 42 degrees and it's going to be clear skies. Tip-off at 5:30 will be about 45 degrees. It's kind of going to be the warmest part of the day, but we'll be inside Mackey. And then walking home or walking to your car around 8 p.m., it'll be dark and clear, but it'll still be in the 40s. So for nighttime this time of year, not too bad if you have a far walk. Now, looking beyond this weekend and past the basketball game, we have some systems that we're watching for next week. This one is just one particular model depiction of what might happen Tuesday night of next week. Now, I want to stress this is one model and these details will come together soon, but it's looking like we're going to have some rain showers moving into the area on Tuesday night, maybe mixing to our north, and that could change because this is a little bit of ways away, but that's just one of many storm systems that might move through next week. Now, this one is for Thursday night. As you can see, it's a little more complex. You have the rain to our south with mixing and icing and a lot more snow over us here in central Indiana. And that's something that we definitely need to watch, but that's almost a week away. So this is one more time, just one single model depiction. So we'll be fine-tuning this forecast and showing more updates as we come by. But stay tuned for Sports with Sean.
Hello everyone, I'm Sean English, and ahead in sports we will talk to Purdue's head baseball coach, Greg Goff, and take a look at the bizarre finish to the Maryland game. Sports is next, after the break. Hello everybody, and welcome to Fast Track Sports. We will take a look at the bizarre finish to the Maryland game. But first, here's Coach Goff as he and the Boiler Bats travel to Texas for the start of their season. The snow is melting, which means it's getting close to spring. And we all know what that means, baseball. Don't let the MLB lockout take away your spring baseball dreams, because we have Purdue baseball starting this weekend. I sat down with Purdue's head coach, Greg Goff, and asked him how the new COVID rules allowing crowds will be for the team.
Well, it's always a little bit of a shock, I think. You know, they don't get the chance to play in front of all those people. So, but our goal is to not make it bigger than what it is.
Team to not play your first home game at Alexander until March 11th.
Well, you know, I think for baseball, it's consistency. And so what I try to do is base our practices, same time every Monday, same time every Tuesday. And so I think that's what I do as the head coach. I think the biggest thing people really lost sight of was last year. You know, we couldn't go into the locker room. We couldn't ride on the same bus. We had 2 buses. We couldn't go have team meals. We couldn't do team bonding things. All those things we were allowed to do this year. We went on camping trips together. We went on team bonding trips. You know, we were able to get into the locker room and have those opportunities to build those relationships. And so I think that's been huge compared to what's happened in the past.
This has been Sean English, Fast Track News. We take you back to the last home game at Mackey. Matt Painter Matt is a scary sight. Let's see what was ruffling his feathers this past Sunday.
Play on. So both coaches have a timeout here.
As we saw, Sasha Stefanovic made a baseline pass that is only legal after the opposing team makes a basket. It is a very common play when the opposing team does not have a defender on the inbounder. Referee Bo Borowski explained after the game that the clock was erroneously started prior to the ball being legally touched, which led to a massive miscommunication that could have lost us this game. Due to the error with the clock, it changed the scenario so our inbounds play was now in an illegal motion, resulting in a turnover. Purdue seems to love giving Maryland another chance when the game should be over. 5 years ago, this happened. Maryland had another chance when it seemed like the game was won. Next time the Boilers take on Maryland, we have to wait for that clock to hit 00 before we can comfortably breathe again. That's a wrap for sports. I'm Sean English, and you're watching Fast Track News.
We're always looking for more people. We're trying to get our tryout numbers higher, and honestly, if we can get our crew numbers bigger to above 8, I think that would be awesome.
We'll have our band camp tryouts, and we spend the first half of band camp doing our actual tryouts. So this either will assess your ability in PR and marketing, like how do you do interviews, how well can you talk to people, your history, knowledge of the drum. You got to know all the history of the past 98 years. What has it been through, how do you do maintenance, all this stuff.
There's a lot of different factors we look at with when we have new crew members trying out, but one of the, I don't want to say a big one, but one of the main ones is physicality. And so we use the Air Force entrance physical exam. It's 2 minutes of sit-ups, 2 minutes of push-ups, 1.5 mile run, 400-meter dash, and 100-meter dash. We take the Air Force at face value and go, okay, if it's good enough for the Air Force, it's good enough for the drum crew. And so we kind of use that as a baseline to say, okay, maybe you haven't handled a 565-pound drum before, but if you can do these things, we bet we can teach you how to work with the drum. So once someone has cleared that hurdle, we then start teaching them, we term it drum handling. It's just basically all the unique motions that go into working with this drum. So check out our website at PurdueDrumline.com. There's a little button at the top that says Drum Crew. That's us. You can always check out our friends with the rest of the drum line. We are a section of the drum line as well. But we have all sorts of information there. You can watch some videos in the past. We have a video from the slow-mo guys. They came and visited us 3 or 4 years ago, and there's a super cool video of what the head looks like right after it's hit when it ripples, and they put confetti on it. It's super cool. So you can check that stuff out, as well as our audition packet. So that has all the information about the drum's full 98-year history and counting. Has all the information about our physical tryouts, our drum handling, all the positions, all that stuff. So if you're even curious about it, definitely check it out. It's all public information, and it's super cool.
Congratulations to Valerie Minnick and Jeffrey Ledoux. After a tough audition process, the pair were selected to serve as drum majors for the upcoming season with the Purdue All-American Marching Band. Valerie is a chem major from Brighton, Michigan, and she plays flute and piccolo in the campus band. Jeffrey is a sophomore from Wildwood, Missouri, and he's an industrial engineering major with a minor in statistics. He plays trombone and the piano. We can't wait to see the band in action next season.
All right, and welcome back for your last and final weather check for Fast Track News. I left off talking about this possible storm system for next Thursday night. Yes, that is a while off, but just kind of want to put it in your head that this might be a problem, but it is very far off, so we'll fine-tune those details. But taking a look at the 7-day, we have this beautiful weekend coming up, very cold on Saturday, but warming up on Sunday, and that trend is going to continue all the way through Monday and Tuesday. Monday will be cloudy but mild. Tuesday we will have some rain with that system that I was talking about, just a matter of how much. We kind of need to iron out those details, but count on some rain, but milder at 52 degrees. And then working our way into Wednesday and Thursday, that's when things cool down after that front moves through on Tuesday, and it's going to be below freezing. Wednesday we have a chance for maybe some icing or freezing rain, or kind of a mix, kind of like we saw earlier this week. And then going into Thursday is when we have a chance for more of a snowstorm, but that's really far off. So we'll have more details on that coming up in the next week. Thank you for joining us at Fast Track. This has been Marcus Truccio with the weather.
That's all for this week's edition of Fast Track News. We hope you'll join us next week for more campus news, weather, and sports. I'm Abby Myers, and thanks for watching.